Okay. Greetings. Thank you everyone for joining us today on our 8th episode of Ingest Quest. My name is Puffin Forest, Ben, and we're going to be exploring Spelljammer. I will be playing as Nub Nub, the Bopi Druid. With us today we have Kanata, who will be playing as Fitzroy Brumblebottom, Human Ranger. We also have Megan R. Miller, fiction author of the Chronicles of Dersul, 404 Killer Not Found, and more, available on Amazon. She's also a contributor on Nerdarchy.com. She's playing Circas, Arachnoid Void Warlock. Then following her, we have Anthony Amato of Cardboard Fortress Games. You can get their games Resistor, Laser Riders, and Centipede at your local game board shop or online. He's playing Augustus Gloop, Tiefling Ooze Warlock. Following is Nate the Nerdarch of Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds. He's been a creator and partner over on Nerdarchy for 4 years now, and mostly works on adventure and homebrew products, the storefront of Nerdarchy.com, Patreon rewards, and travels to conventions. He's playing Five Hand Stand, Mantid Arcane Trickster. And then we have Doug Vahovic, Nerdator in chief at Nerdarchy.com. Doug will be our guide and games master tonight in the world of Endless Horizons, Spelljammer.
Hey, Doug here from Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds, and like Ben said, we're playing Spelljammer with 5th edition rules in play. It's our own version of Spelljammer, so continuitists may not find it palatable. But speaking of palatable, our culinary crew of explorers is finding themselves in the elemental plane of sugar as invited guests for a yearly festival of the Armenian people, which are fire newts basically, celebrating the chocolate volcano that forms the basis of their culture. The crew intervened when Gertz, an Armenian very important newt, altered the ritual, attempting to change the dark chocolate into white chocolate. Ugh, it's not even real chocolate. Doing so, several party members' sweet essence was sucked from their bodies into this plane, and they went into the portal to retrieve them. On the other side, the sugary landscape proved not so sweet as sugar storms and pop rocks made travel challenging. A large population of Mantid, the hive collective race that Stan left to explore his individuality, are apparently slaves traded to this Tour entity, the volcano, long ago by the Armenians. The Mantid mine dark chocolate under the watchful eyes of marshmallow golems. After making contact with one of the slaves, Ron, the party devised a plan to topple the marshmallow Foreman. In exchange, the Mantid would show them a secret way into Tour's palace. And a quick reminder of our house rules: all the characters start every session with inspiration. They can use their inspiration to give me disadvantage, and we are using the alternate from hit dice to heroics rules in the Nerdarchy store, so they can use their hit dice to do cool stuff. So, as I believe we left off, you were in a tunnel talking to Ron after having gathered a large collection of pop rocks with a plan. What is that plan? What would you like to do?
We are planning to gather them all in barrels, roll them to the marshmallow golem, and then, well, hopefully they'll explode when they make contact in the area.
Yeah, because Augustus is going to cast a splash on it.
Ah,
right.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, well, you
Also,
do...
I'm still a hippopotamus.
That's right. Nub Nub is a hippo. Do you have your own head, or are you full-on hippo?
No, I'm full on hippo.
Okay, cool.
Why wouldn't you take a hippo head when you can?
Yeah, right.
If anything, I would go the other way and have Bopi body and a hippo head.
So you do have a chance to rest and recuperate in the Mantid sugar mines if you wish to rest up before enacting this plan. They're
like
vast, and the marshmallow gowns can't fit into them.
Clearly surrounded by sugar, a rest should just be we eat handfuls of sugar and then we're just revved up.
You could just
take a short rest in minutes, but after a long rest, you're exhausted.
Yeah. So do you guys want to rest up, or do you want to just go right to it? I believe
Yeah,
you
we could
wanted
just
to.
rest.
Yeah.
Why not rest when you can?
Yeah, so
If
you're able to take a long rest.
And I'll communicate to kind of gather the Mantids together for the purposes of kind of making this a really big attack to free
Okay,
himself.
yeah. So there's a few, standouts among them, like Bruce, Steve, and Chuck.
I forgot the awesome naming convention.
Yeah, that's their names in common. They're too long to pronounce it in Mantid.
Mm,
Stan would know.
it's
Was it
true.
13 clicks or 14 clicks? I forget which one it was.
Mhm.
It depends on whether or not you were, cousin to a very important Mantid or not.
This just reminds me of the brownie clones from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. They were like locust brownies, but their names were like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and just repeated it forever and ever.
So yeah, as Augustus pointed out last time, these could be distantly related. Or I believe Fitzroy actually pointed that out.
Mm.
Millions of broodmates. So there is tracks with the carts that they use to push the dark chocolate and get it where it needs to go. I believe your plan was to load one of those with the pop rocks. So I mean, you can basically do that. There's the golems are tireless and they kind of just wander. Just kind of walks the breadth of the canyon, keeping an eye on the mantids and making sure the chocolate flows.
So whenever people wake up from their rest,
Mhm.
and I'd want to talk to them about, should we disguise these as anything besides a cart of pop rocks or explosive rocks?
Yeah, maybe we could put some like chocolate on top of it or something, so it just looks like a normal cart.
That's what I was
great
thinking, too.
idea.
And then we gotta like rush it at them, and then I'll spray it from the top, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
From the top of the canyon.
Or from the cave or wherever we are.
Yeah. Okay.
We determined that Eldritch Blast range is absurd, so
Yeah.
Yeah. A
Yeah, it was
safe,
like 120 feet or something.
yeah, the fact that they let you increase it is completely beyond any reasonable.
Okay. Who is going to push the cart? You want to try to convince
It
one of the
was-
mantids or oh
it was my plan, so I was going to try and be the person. That's the person the closest to harm. So
That doesn't
I
make
would like
sense to me,
push
though.
them. No.
No.
okay.
Well, I figured that would guarantee the golem would look over because I'm not a mantid and would
Oh.
immediately come walking over. Like
You want to draw attention. Ah, all right. That
we
makes
got to get
sense.
him close to the carts, right?
I thought we were gonna run the cart at him.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the one to do it. Is what he was saying. Yeah.
Hmm.
I could put a illusion on you so that you don't look like yourself until you get really close, and then it will draw attention to you.
Have we figured anything out about what this Marshmallow Man does?
Well, you know that he engulfs people into his body when they disobey.
He puts you into its stomach, and you are never seen from again.
Yeah.
Possibly
Not a-
dissolved into a goo.
Okay. So so is everybody gonna pretty much gather at a cave entrance and Fitzroy goes alone down there?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you can. I mean, there's honeycomb tunnels with exits all over the canyon walls, so you can easily find one where you can all gather. And Fitzroy. So what are you doing? Minor illusion or something on him? Nate?
The silent image. Where
Silent image.
Yeah.
For me, I want to be somewhere up high, and then
Okay.
like if it doesn't work, and then the shit hits the fan, I want to be able to like polymorph and then fly in there and see if I can help.
Okay.
Just
I
like
like
after
that.
Make an insight check, Nub Nub.
Okay. That is a 16.
Okay, so you kind of observe the golem's, path that he walks and stuff, and kind of like pick a good spot that you
Okay,
think is
gotcha.
advantageous.
Okay. I would like to. Whoa, we lost Megan.
Oh,
She'll be
did
back.
that just happen?
Yeah, she'll be right back. Nate, get ready to fix it.
Okay, so you want to stalk down there, disguised as a mantid, pushing a cart full of Pyrex. So you able to do
Or
that? Oh.
multiple carts if we can get like maybe 2 or 3 of them. Whatever we can get muster together while we're. I mean, I know we were resting as well.
Mhm,
So
Sure. You could gather them. There's only a single track, so you would have to push like a cart with several on it. Might be a little heavy, but you could definitely try that.
okay. Yeah, I'll try. I guess I'll try and get like 2 carts worth of stuff.
Okay, make a strength check.
All right, let's see what we can. Always poorly prepared. Here we go. Not a lot of strength to work with. But I rolled a natural 20.
Okay, so yeah, you dig down deep. Maybe it's the fact that you're on another plane and your body's so in tune with planar energy that it's just like it feels juiced up. Maybe it's just all the sugar you ate or just in the air.
Yeah.
But
Oh man,
so,
I just had an idea.
so you're able to get a pretty good, if you want to push it quicker and run towards them, or I mean, you basically have command of 2 carts full of pop rocks. There's, they're probably, like this big each, and there's probably, a dozen of them in each cart.
Okay.
You want to just like barrel at them, or you?
I'm just gonna wander up to him, and
Okay.
Stan said that at some point the illusion will wear off.
Yeah, what is it, like a minute?
Let's see. It is 10 minutes,
Oh,
but I can stop it early, I believe. Let me check.
Okay.
all right. So yeah, you're able to get ready. He basically walks along the length of the track, just kind of
Oh,
like
it's
looking from side
concentration.
to
I
side.
can just stop concentrating.
So this thing kind of just patrols the canyon. So you're able to get both carts as close as you would like.
I'd like to get both carts up to about maybe 15 or 20 feet away from him.
Sure, you're actually keeping pace with him despite his long strides because of your sugar rush.
Because I'm all amped up.
Yeah.
And then once I get close to him, I'm just gonna like turn and just start talking to him. Like, I don't think I can do the accent.
Yeah, sure.
I'll just turn and just hello there. Hi, how's it going? How's your day?
And
kinda
I'll drop the illusion.
Oh, okay. Well, it kind of stops in its tracks and turns its marshmallowy body towards you, kind of in a goopy manner, and just sees that you're not a mantid, and it will immediately spring into action to squash you. So we can roll initiative.
Oh God.
So I'm supposed to light these carts up, or did you have a plan for getting away from them before I light them up? I mean,
I was
I
gonna
think-
turn and run.
Yeah, I would assume he was turning around since they do.
I feel like you could have turned and run without talking to him, though.
Well, I need him to get really close,
Sure.
and then I have Misty Step, and I'll Misty Step.
Oh,
All right.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
But Megan, you
Shit,
sheer
seven.
pass. You had
Yeah.
22 for Nub Nub.
Man, nub nub. He's the-
I know he's a beast. I
Yeah,
got a 15.
literally. All right.
Not yet.
But you, Stan?
24.
Jeez. And Augustus probably 10 or so, I bet.
Nope. Crit initiative 22.
Really?
First,
You-
first roll of the night. Only one above a 10, I'm sure.
Nub Nub, you also had 22, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the guy who goes crit can go first.
Yeah. All right, so Augustus, you are up there. You've got a bead on these 2 carts, and the marshmallow gom's about 20 feet away from Fitzroy and those carts.
I would be readying my action to splash it with Mage Hand water, like
Okay.
like a thing of water.
Yeah,
If
you wanna-
Augustus doesn't work, if it doesn't work,
You could double up, get both of them at the same time. I mean,
Are these carts next to each other?
Yeah, I mean, they're like 2, mine carts that are kind of like he was
And
just
I-
pushing them both along.
Yeah, I had to
touching.
move them, so
Yeah.
so I assume they're attached.
But yeah, you saw him make
Okay, so
time.
like, if I lit them, if they explode instantly when I hit them, I would be catching.
Yes.
You know.
Oh yeah, he's touching the carts and the thing's about
Okay.
20 feet
yeah.
away.
So we have to wait till he leaves, basically.
Okay, well I think about it.
And I mentally say, Fitzroy, get out of there. You should. We should be waiting, but you should be leaving.
And I start like forming. I start rolling up a big old goop ball between my hands, and I'm like, move.
Biggest one you ever seen.
Yeah. Now, am I gonna have to do grease to kind of blast these things? I don't think I.
No,
have
you
range
can
on
do.
them.
No, your Eldritch Blast we've kind of determined is liquidy. I like the
Yeah,
idea that he kind of just summons viscous
It's like an
liquids.
area effect also, so I think I could.
Yeah.
I can hit both things.
And you can make it saliva-ish to activate the
Gross.
Powerfax.
So I guess
Stan.
I'm ready. I don't know what the 5th edition's ready in action is, but I'm ready in action.
Yeah, you're readying the action of blasting the cart when the triggering thing is.
Yeah, the
which I'm
trigger isn't
assuming
so much
is-
that he's clear as much as he's
The-
as
the
clear as
golem
he's
is
gonna
near.
be before the golem is also clear. It's just
Gotcha.
because if there's a choice between hitting him and the golem or not hitting either of
Yeah.
them, I'm gonna hit the golem for sure.
I got you. So you can have advantage on your roll since you're focusing on summoning Saliva Galab. Your roll to hit later on. So Nub, it is your turn.
Okay.
You're in a
I
different
was-
ledge than Gloop and Stan.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could just drop to the end of the initiative and just be like, I'm gonna wait for everything to resolve, and then after everything's resolved, then maybe I'll step in to
Yes.
help out. Okay.
Sure, you can do that, sure. Stan, you're readying your prestidigitation, so you can kind of like psionically suck the moisture out of the air around the pap wraps. And then, so Fitzroy, it is you. You are the instigator.
I want this big gnarly marshmallow thing to be like within arm's reach of me. So
Okay.
is it well, arm's reach for it? It's got really long arms, I
It does.
assume.
It has 10-foot reach.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna wait until it gets a little closer,
Okay.
and then I'm
You
misty
wanna-
stepping out.
Gotcha. All right. So, guess what were you doing during all this? Are you on the ledge with Augustus and Stan?
Yes.
Okay. Anything that you? What's your role in this plan?
I'm just gonna wing it when my turn comes around.
It is your turn.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I rolled a 7. Are you
I know.
sure?
Yep.
Did we get through around that quickly?
We all
No,
kind of delayed, so
The marshmallow golem hasn't done yet. It's very slow.
Besides, I dropped my initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm gonna wait with the waiting people. We have a plan. I don't want to screw that
Okay,
up.
sure. All right, so it's the golem's turn. So yeah, he has turned towards Fitzroy and wordlessly just kind of like pounds the chocolate ground towards you, and he will attempt to swing. So you're holding you want a misty step right now?
I wanna
Actually, you're
miss-
all holding your action. So technically, as soon as it gets to where you want it to go, all those things can go off if you like.
Yeah, as soon as it's close enough,
Your
bam.
misty step. Okay, so yeah, you just.
once he's misty steps, then that would be my trigger for
Yep.
my
All right, so I need Augustus to make an attack roll for this Eldritch Blast with advantage. And Stan, I need you to make just make a spellcasting check.
Okay.
Whatever it was, intelligence for you.
Yeah.
I got like a 22 to hit the minecart, essentially.
Alright.
I mean, I'll hit him and splash on the minecart if he's right next to them.
Sure. Yeah, he's like right up on him.
Oh hell yeah!
I will say, for the sake of clarity, this only puts me 30 feet away.
Okay, that's plenty, actually.
Consistent. My Eldritch Blast does 2 damage.
Well, it's not the damage that you need to do. What did you get for your intelligence check, Stan?
10. So not very good.
Okay, so this thing lumbers up, and you just, Fitzroy just bamfs backwards, and suddenly, big glob of saliva and moisture in the air activates these pap rocks with a terrific explosion that just echoes all throughout the canyon. It just blows, and you see like chunks of its marshmallow body like fling off of it as it is definitely flung backwards about 30 feet or so, about 20 feet, like just collapsing onto the ground prone.
Its whole back probably shredded up.
Yeah, except it is sort of like gathering its mass together, and
Oh, it's like a
it
T-1000.
yes, but it is severely injured by that. It's actually kind of like shrunken down. It doesn't have enough mass to even reform itself. So it's probably, was like 12 feet tall. Now it's probably like 7 feet tall, and it is prone on the ground. So I guess it didn't actually go. So it'll use half its movement to get up, and it'll just begin pounding across the canyon floor towards Fitzroy, but it cannot get there because it's very slow. So it probably only moves about 10 feet towards you. So now we're at the top of the round with none. Or at the bottom of the round with none.
At the bottom, I will. I'll just put a rock into a sling
Mhm.
and then go, and then chuck it at
Okay.
the thing.
You've got a sling, huh? Nice.
Yeah, it has not come up, but it's just
Sure.
yeah, it's just support, and then I pick up a rock, and that is a 13 to hit.
It just kind of like just kind of mushes into its body and does not seem to do anything.
Ben,
to
did
it.
you use a
Okay.
pop rock though?
I did not, but I should. That is
He's
something-
like, but next round I will.
Use the exploding rocks.
Okay, so it is back up to the top. Then it is Augustus's turn. This thing appears to be menacing Fitzroy. That has not really seen any of you. All it knows is it saw this non-mantid, went for it, and
It's too far away
Blew
for
up.
anything for me other than Eldritch blasting it. So
that's how warlocks do.
Please.
just snipe it from the hilltops.
All right, its AC is 14, by the way.
All right.
So you just
Well,
had missed.
I can miss that.
All right. You're like, I've done my part. It was like, it missed. Does Moisty want to do anything?
I guess he would be floating invisibly towards the general area at
Okay.
this point. Why don't I get the scare out of the way, since that's usually a non-issue.
It might actually scare. It was a wisdom save, right?
Yeah.
This is just a golem made of marshmallows, so let's see what
Oh.
happens. It definitely did not pass that, so it is scared of Moisty.
So a little blob pops out of the nowhere and goes. Blah, 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 blah.
What form is Moisty in?
He's floating in the air, so I guess looks like a. I mean, it looks kind of like a floating polyp, really,
Okay,
like just like an amoeba.
that is scary.
That's pretty creepy, I think.
So it is scared of Moisty, and what it can't move any closer, basically, to Moisty, right? And it has to use its
It is
turn to
frightened.
move away.
It is frightened for 1 minute. I don't know what that means. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that means you can't move closer to him. Yeah.
And you have to actually actively move away from the source of your fear, I believe, as well.
He gets a save each round though.
Right.
But
But hey, man, that's
Take each
an
round with
ingest
this
quest first.
I
Moisty
know.
scared somebody.
That's right. The champion comes in.
It's like, he's gonna dissolve my sugar. Stan, it is your turn. So
Okay.
you're up on a ledge with Augustus.
I think I'm gonna hurl down some of these pop rocks.
Okay. Make a dexterity check to carefully remove them without exploding
okay.
yourself.
It's probably a 20. Let's see. Yes, 20.
Okay, yeah, so you're able to, using your forearms, dexterously remove some of them. So you can make a ranged attack against the skull. I'm going to say it's a disadvantage because pop rocks aren't meant to be thrown that far.
Okay.
They're light, filled with effervescence.
Well, thankfully I rolled decent. That's 18, so that'll hit.
That definitely hits. So it does a 1d8 damage. And I'll have to make a saving throw, which it easily does.
All right, that'll be 8. Can I have my dex bonus? Or it'll just be 8?
No, because, yeah, it's not
That's
like
fine.
you're really aiming for a good thing. You're just throwing this explode.
Okay, that'll be 8 then.
All right.
Mm.
More of its gooey goodness blows off. Fitzroy, it is your turn. So you're about
Oh,
60 feet from it.
okay.
Plenty safe.
What's that?
I said you're safe from it, for essentially.
Okay.
Pretty fair.
I guess I don't feel good about throwing a knife at it. I don't feel
You
like
did
that's,
have a crossbow that you brought with you.
yeah, I don't. Both of those are like penetrating things. I wish I just had a big flat rock to whack it with. Or something. I'm gonna hook a knife at it. I guess we'll do the gambit thing.
All right.
No, we won't. We'll roll a 2.
All right.
I think this is like a boss. Feels like a boss in World of Warcraft. As the hunter, you should be kiting it around.
We'll try to go easy on Kanata today since his voice. I don't want to make him talk too much. So Circus, it is your turn.
All right. How close is everybody to this thing?
Okay, Fitzroy is about 60 feet away from it on the canyon floor. Augustus, you and Stan are on a ledge where a tunnel led out, probably about,
Mhm.
I'll say 80 feet from the thing. And then Nub Nub is at another ledge above and, further to your left. He's probably about, 100 feet from the action.
Okay, that's perfect. I cast Fireball.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Awesome. And I think that's a dex save, right? Yeah, you can easily get him and not Fitzroy or anybody else.
Toast that marshmallow.
Yes.
I didn't
And
know anybody was packing the big gun.
I didn't either. That's 11s on his save, so he definitely gets.
Needs a prompt
Yeah.
stone to mud spell as a bonus.
Yeah,
That'll be 33 damage.
33 damage.
Nice.
Oh man, be awesome. That's amazing.
All right, so as you hit it with this fireball, it's the outer, coating of the thing begins to cracken and bubble, and
All I can imagine is Strongbag going s'mored.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's
You know.
toast this marshmallow.
At one point, it's like that perfectly toasty, it's just like a golden brown, and then it begins to get even more blackened. And
Oh
to
no,
the-
no, the crispier the better. That is
Yeah,
perfect.
I was gonna say, to somebody who just like puts the marshmallow on the campfire and lets it burn till it is a blackened
Mhm.
shred, that is basically what this
That's
thing
me.
is. And
That's
yet,
Run him through with a big stick.
with goop oozing out of the cracked charcoal-like outer flesh of this thing, it still moves on.
Oh my
Really, it's just
God.
like leaving big marshmallow gooey footprints in the chocolate dirt. Also, I mean, the canyon is made of chocolate, so it's a melting
Doug,
mess.
you need the stats for one of my favorite free 5 monsters, the Calzone Golem. If you heard it, like hot oil came out.
I might have to look into that. Beware, adventures. You might find that on
The
further
more you run
adventure.
it, the higher its AC gets.
And it is its turn, and it is going to go berserk. So, yeah, it definitely goes berserk, and it is going to charge towards Fitzroy. It does not get there, but it does kind of like rear its arm back and just like fling a molten blob of marshmallow at you.
Oh crap.
In a best Forrest Gump impression, run, Fitzroy, run!
Exactly.
And that's gonna be a 15 to hit. Is that it?
Yeah, that does it.
It's going to be 15, we'll say bludgeoning damage. And it still does not reach you though, and it is looking extremely rough.
He's not coming towards Moisty, is he?
Yeah, I figured Moisty's kind of in the air. Oh, that's right. He wouldn't be able to.
I don't know the positioning because they're not on a map. But
No, you're right. Yeah, I forgot about Moisty. So
it would make sense that he can still go towards Fitzroy. But knowing this, I'm going to make sure to move Moisty around to sit on Fitzroy's shoulder so he can't come here.
Okay,
Next
we'll
round.
leave that. Sure.
And he,
Uh,
he
Yes,
has to-
Another save.
If
Don't
there
we?
is an
has
extra.
to save, yeah.
So we'll. Yeah, that's true. You guys get that. But she
Yeah.
failed again, so he will be scared. Nub, it is your turn. There is a burnt marshmallow attacking your friend.
Okay. I'm 100 feet
That's
up. Let me think.
I was
I'm gonna
hoping
pull
somebody
up-
was going to create graham cracker food.
I'm going to take one of the.
That's what we're missing.
Yeah,
I'm going to
you're
take one of the pop rocks and put it in my sling and try and throw it at it. So,
Go for it, man.
Okay. Do I have to handle it carefully?
Yes, make a dexterity check. To
Dexterity.
extract it. Just a dexterity check. Or I guess sleight of hand would work. Sorry, Stan. You made
Okay.
it anyway.
That is a 22. So.
Oh yeah, you're able.
And also,
to get
I'm
it
at
out.
disadvantage because I'm fairly far. Slings have a short range.
Mhm.
That is going to be. I'm going to use lucky to re-roll it. That's worse. That is a 7.
Yeah, that misses. It does slam into the milk chocolate ground that Circas has created, though, making a large divot and another booming sound.
All right.
It does not injure anybody.
I'm going to try and run it. So I'm going to bonus action to fly to turn it into an eagle.
Okay.
And I'm going to swoop down and kind of like get into its face.
Okay, sure. Giant eagle, right?
Yeah.
Those are large, right? I mean, it's like as big
Yeah,
as
they're
a
really
horse.
big.
Yeah. All right, Augustus, it is your turn.
Giant eagle, huh?
Yeah.
What if
Actually,
you-
oh, yeah, giant eagle.
What if
What,
you
do you
were
want to
like-
add something? You can
I
change it.
always have to debate between giant eagle and giant owl because I think owls look funny.
You can be an owl if you want.
You know what? Screw
Say
it. I'm an
it right.
owl.
All right. It's a giant owl.
I'm debating enlarging you as well.
Oh, nice.
Now it says specifically for medium to large. Damn, I can't make you huge.
It's looking pretty rough too.
I'll just drop. I'll try to plink it with
Go for it, man.
another long range Eldritch Blast. No reason to get near it.
Oh wait, I'm large. What was it for?
He was gonna enlarge you, but you can only go up to large, is what he's.
Oh, okay, I can only go up to large. All right.
Yeah, I was hoping it would get you to the next size category, but
Yeah.
Enlarge is really weird in this edition. I don't
Okay, good.
20 to hit. Let's
That
see if I
hits.
roll another 2 for damage. Whoa, new record, 6 damage on another class.
All right, bits of its molten body go splattering off as well. It's kind of like, and it drips down into the milk chocolate Circass is creating. It looks pretty good. It's all
Moisty
gooey.
flies over and lands on top of Fitzroy's head, kind of like one of those brain slugs from Futurama.
All right.
I love you, Moisty. Please protect me.
Yes, you have a pan-dimensional polyp on your shoulder, Fitzroy. Stan, it is your turn. Want to
All right.
pop racket up again?
Yeah, I think I want to do that again. So,
All right. Let's do
I want
sleight of
Stan
hand
to
check.
5-hand this. I want 5 pop rocks.
oh, so it's sleight of hand.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I have expertise in that, so that's way easier to do. So that'll be a 16,
Sure.
and then you said disadvantage to huck it. Ooh, okay, that'll be a 15.
That hits.
Nice.
1d8 damage.
2.
And it has to make a save.
Take
Which
that.
doesn't- So,
2.
so it is flung back even further. And from Fitzroy, whose turn it is right now. This thing is probably about 70 feet away from you at this point.
Well, I just took
No.
Mark.
It's like 50 feet away from you. Sorry.
We're gonna stay strong. I'm gonna try and gambit it again.
All right.
Oh, good deal. I rolled a 17.
That hits.
more than enough. 11 damage.
All right. So, since your voice is bad, I'm not going to ask you how you want to do this, but your planar energy infused weapon finds its mark in the center of this thing, which just explodes with gooey marshmallow all over the place. It's running down the canyon walls, and you see in the aftermath like several Mantid come out of all the different tunnels along the way and stop what they're doing, and they're almost in disbelief, and Ron, Bruce, and Steve and Chuck also approach you guys. They're just in shock. They've been in the thrall of this, not this particular one, but these creatures for, hundreds of years. This is the first time anybody has ever rebelled against them.
Does it look like they're like released from any kind of mental like grasp, or like?
No, it's just a physical labor. I mean, they've just been beaten down, and generations of these things.
And any rebels have been consumed.
Yeah, they just didn't really. I mean, the rebels just people that fell or got tired. I mean, they're just like enslaved. So this is all that they know. This is.
I would like to very quickly. Oh, Stan, this is a great time to give your people a speech. I would like to very quickly scoop up some of the marshmallow cooked with Eldritch Blast. That's a rare treat. So
That it.
Fireballed
Definitely.
marshmallow golem.
Yes. Yeah, it's got that arcane.
I'm nibbling on some of the
Wait,
stuff that's like
and-
slightly toasted.
You know what you can make with just marshmallows and chocolate? Hot chocolate. That's what I'm doing.
You have made hot chocolate.
Yeah, I'm just get my little metal mug out of my bag and just scoop some up, and that is what I'm doing right now.
Make a
so thick.
make a charisma check, Circass. Just a general charisma check.
you literally.
I nat one.
But
Okay,
you
so
did.
Inspiration. We gotta
Murdered-
get this chocolate. It's
Inspiration.
worth it. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you want to use your inspiration?
Yeah, sure.
I am going to use it on her behalf.
We all get them. We never use them.
21.
That is the polar opposite of that. So, as you go and get a cup of this stuff, like the Mantid people actually kind of like look to each other, and their mandibles are clicking, and Ron walks up behind you with his tin cup that he has in one of his mini belt pouches, and he takes a scoop of the hot chocolate and goes to like cheer you, like
Oh yeah,
knock cups with you.
I'll do some as well and say the taste of victory.
And pretty soon, all the Mantid are kind of like filing out and just taking sips of this hot chocolate goo mess that you have left behind, representing their freedom.
Just so we don't forget him again, what is Gert up to?
He was pretty much just like cowering, and he's pretty nervous. I mean, you know, it was his people that he's basically just trying to be as inconspicuous as possible, since you know, it was his people that traded the Mantid long ago. But these people don't even remember that. He's just feeling guilty. So yeah, you know, and Ron approaches you. He's like, you know, just in shock and you know, grateful, obviously, but he's also seems a little anxious. So he's like, you know, he explains that it will not be long before Tour is aware of what has gone on here. I can lead you through, you know, we have tunnels leading all throughout this plain, including to her fortress. The way is challenging, but I can show you a more clandestine way to enter her domain.
Yes, show us this secret way, as well as impart to our cousins and your brothers and such how to defeat these things elsewhere in the plane.
It's like, we cannot summon the energies that you have, but this is inspiring. He's like, to be honest, if you are able to defeat Tour, at least temporarily, we would very much like to leave this place. And at that point, actually, Gertz does speak up. He's just like, I don't know how long I could open the portal to get all of these here, but he's like, after seeing, you know, what is going on here, he's like, I see the folly of my people even more than I did before. We've relied on this too much. He's like, I will do what I can to ensure these people can return to our plane. Still in giant owl form.
Yeah, I'm still.
Sure. So yes, they will lead you through chocolate tunnels, honeycombing the land for quite a, you know, probably a good hour of foot travel if there's anything anybody wanted to do or observe in particular. But they're basically just similar tunnels running all, you know, probably 5 feet wide, maybe 8 feet tall.
We're in tunnels, so we never get to find out if it chocolate rains here.
No,
Oh.
not yet. I was thinking about working that in, but it just never came together. So eventually, yes, Ron leads you deep into the chocolate caverns to a ledge before a deep chasm, and you see that there's a similar ledge on the other side. Between the two ledges is an interlocking pattern of giant golden coins laid flat. They're floating like an interlocking floor. The coins are stamped with a stylized version of the obelisk back in the volcano's caldera, a many-armed figure festooned with cocoa beans. Each of these giant coins is large enough for probably one person to stand upon comfortably. They're about 10-foot diameter tile, maybe 2 people. There are 9 of these coins forming a perfect square, which you can basically walk across, but stands like, Ron explains, he's like, certain dignitaries and emissaries use this way. Our people are not up to the challenge. It can be fortunate or most unfortunate to travel across this bridge, but it is a back way into Tour's palace.
You said it's a 3x3 grid, or just a straight line of 9 of them?
A 3x3 grid.
Oh, okay.
So, coins. Are we saying like real coins, or
Make a perception check.
5-man stands just trying to figure out how he can get a 10-foot gold coin out of here now.
Yes, it's churning. 16.
So you examine the one closest to the ledge closely, and you see that there's like a seam along the middle of the outside that actually is like it looks like some sort of metallic cover over something inside.
Gold cover?
Do you want to?
Yeah. I want to know.
Do you want to? Make a thieves' tools check, since you're doing delicate work.
Okay, that is a 20 then.
So yeah, you pull out your thieves' tools and kind of like push up the foil a little bit, and you see that there's a chocolate disc inside of the gold foil.
No fireballs here, please.
If I could sigh, I would. So I just
And
like
the- and
click
the
my
foil, yeah,
mandibles,
it's just like-
annoyed.
Are
Is
you
there,
okay, Stan?
Sorry, go ahead, Megan.
Oh, I was just asking if Stan was okay in a rather bemused fashion.
Fake coins. Fake
Can I-
coins
I
are
don't-
rudeness.
Can I like sense for any kind of magical effects on this?
Sure.
Your coin is filled with nothing but lies.
I don't know exactly what Arcana does in this edition, so
Just magical stuff.
I didn't know if it covered like detect magic.
No, that's a spell. Do you have detect magic?
Nope. Not unless it gives it to me and I didn't know about it. I only got a 9, so.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, you're not really picking up anything in particular, but, you surmise that there is probably some magical quality to what's going on in this chamber.
Are they floating?
Yes, they are floating, and, between the seams, you can see that there is a deep chasm.
Well, so part of me wants to be like, let's get all the gold wrapping off of these. That's probably worth money. But the other part of me goes, that's probably what the magic's tied to. That keeps them floating,
Yeah.
or possible traps, because they suggested this was a challenge. So I suggest that Circas go ahead. She's clearly the most intimidating and magical of us. She should probably take the first steps. And she's got so many legs, she's not going to fall off. You know what I mean? Like, it's really the best choice when you think about it.
And it's also not you.
You Augustus, your valor knows no bounds, and I go ahead and do it because
Sure.
she would.
So,
Also,
which...
am I still an owl?
Sure, you can still be an owl. It lasts like an hour or something.
I'll be
doesn't hurt.
flying kind of around her, kind of like,
Okay.
like,
So you both step onto or move onto one of the coins together?
or actually we're in the tunnel, so I won't be able to fly above.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
I mean, I should describe that better. So the tunnel leads out into like a chamber where it's actually like 30 feet high ceiling here.
Okay, yeah, I'd step out onto the coins as well with her.
Okay, so which coin would you want? There is 3 in front of you. We'll say left, right, and middle.
I'll go right.
Is that where
I'll
you're going, Elson?
go.
Well, you don't all have to go at the same time. I mean, I was just assuming Circas stepped out onto. Which one did you want to step onto? The right one?
I'll put my hand in Fitzroy. Let's just see.
Also, I'm doing the penguin walk thing as an owl.
Oh, you're not hovering. You're just walking next there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need both of you to roll a d6 and tell me what the result is.
A D6. Okay. Mine is a 4.
Okay.
2.
Okay, so Circas, you feel nothing as you step out onto the coin. And Nub, on the other hand, make a dexterity saving throw. The DC is 14.
Dexterity saving throw, or else get lots of bonuses given.
Power word kill. I'm just kidding.
That is an 8.
Okay, so you feel like some kind of tingling sensation as you step on this coin with Circas, and before you know it, and you guys see this too, basically as if there was like a cylinder on the edges of the coin going up to the ceiling. It is just completely filled with fog, and you cannot see them anymore.
Also, they can still see Circas, but not me or both.
No, the whole thing just gets engulfed in fog.
Okay.
Would anybody else like to do anything?
So now,
Or we're not really in initiative. You just described to me what you want to do.
now, does anything happen to us? Like, can I? I mean, it depends what they're gonna do, because it's like they're probably gonna do some stuff without knowing what's going on, and then maybe we'll jump over to me because potentially, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to throw a rock at it and see if there's actual barrier there.
There's not. It just passes harmlessly through.
Quick, get off of there.
Kind of skids across. Falls down through the little space between the coins.
Circas, do you have your little baby with you?
Arlash.
I was actually thinking about that before I stepped on the coin, and I was going to mention that I thought that I would probably leave him back with you guys,
Okay.
just because I'm doing something dangerous and don't want him to get hurt.
Sure.
Okay.
And you can hear each other too. I mean, you hear Augustus throw over. I mean, it's not like you're in a void or anything. It's just as if you can't see.
Who did you give the baby to?
Stanley.
Family.
Stan.
Oh,
Stan.
Ben.
Put a Lee in your name. What am I doing?
That's fine. You can
Yeah,
call me
Stanley is. That's a bowler wearing beholder from another game.
Right.
I guess I shouldn't do anything dangerous.
Never know, man. It's a flip.
Quick, jump onto the next coin before you breathe that stuff in.
Okay. Is it just foggy for me? Like from my
No.
perspective, it's just like
There's just like the entire space in the circumference of the circle up to the ceiling is covered in thick fog. So
I
you
just
and
go
Sir Cass are
hoot,
staying.
hoot. I just give like a hoot, like a calm hoot, and you guys can however you want.
Yeah.
And then hoot, and then I just keep walking forward onto the next coin.
Okay. Make roll 86 and tell me the result.
That is a 6.
Okay. In that case,
Oh no.
nothing happens. You're just standing on the
good.
coin.
All right, then I continue to the next coin.
All right. Roll d6
That is a 5.
and make a dexterity saving throw. DC is 14.
That is a 7.
All right. So as you step onto that coin, all of your hair falls out, or in this case, your feathers of
Yeah.
your owl.
Squawk!
Oh my god. A bald owl. That's a...
But you are right up on the coin that is on the
Now,
ledge on the other
My
side.
character instinctively would try to step backward on the coin behind me.
Okay, sure. So make a roll 1d6.
2.
Nothing happens.
All right. And
Is
then
he still bald?
Oh yeah, all his feathers are sitting in a pile on the
Oh,
coin
no.
on the far side.
And then I step over to the coin on the left.
Okay, 1d6.
5.
And make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh dear God.
5 made your hair fall out. But that's
That is 14.
You made it. So you feel some strange energy, but you shake it off.
This is the second
Okay,
time.
then I go left again.
All right, 1d6.
That is a 5. Dex saving.
Dexterity. Yep.
That is a 19.
Nothing happens.
Then I go back. At this point, my character, what I'm trying to say is that my character is like panicking.
Sure.
And because of that, he's running through all of the coins.
So you're now in the leftmost coin on the ledge where Stan, Fitzroy, and Augustus.
Then I go forward 1.
And I'm just giving him the weird head tilt.
Yes, you see a hairless owl basically just like moving around the grid. So yeah, roll your d6.
2.
Okay, nothing happens. So you're now in the middle one on the left.
Then I go forward 1.
Okay, go for it. You know what to do.
All right. That is a 4.
Dex save.
That's an 8.
Okay. You actually feel invigorated, and in game terms, for the next minute, you will regain 5 hit points at the start of each of your turn.
Wow.
And then I go forward. I keep going forward to get to the end.
Okay, you are on the ledge on the other side. So,
So
you
you
guys.
successfully hit all of them, right?
No, there is the one by you in the middle, and then the one all the way across.
So what happens is I get out of the polymorph back to my normal self,
You're hairless.
and it's like woo, 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 like my eyes are kind of spinning, and then I go, I think it's safe. I don't really know.
So you say a hairless nub on the other side saying that.
Ooh.
Um,
Hope he looks
Oh,
prettier
I'm
than a.
ashamed.
I have the like toga thing. on.
He does have. It's canon. He has little toga type garment.
Okay.
That's good.
Bless you.
So I'm gonna try and coax the baby jammer into a container, and tell
Right.
him it's safe. I'll put him in there, and I will jump across.
Okay. So you want to just go straight across the middle?
No. I've got a plan.
Okay. Go for it.
So, can I grappling hook up to the ceiling at all, or the side of the wall, or something?
There's nowhere to really grab onto. It's just like chocolate cavern walls. I mean, there's no like. It's just kind of smoothed out,
Okay.
as if somebody took one of those little chocolate sculpting things and just.
how far is it from like the
One side
front
to
of the coin to the other side?
Like
where-
if you want to go all the way across,
yeah.
30 feet. Each coin is 10 feet in diameter.
Oh, I'm in a misty step. I'm not losing all my hair.
Then I need you to make roll a d6 3 times.
Oh no! I rolled a 6.
Okay.
I rolled a 2,
Mm-hmm.
and I rolled another 2. Hopefully 2 isn't bad.
Yeah, so make a dexterity saving throw. The DC is 14.
I
Nice.
rolled a 10.
All right, so for you, it was actually as your form kind of bamfs across, you guys just see that the column right in front of Fitzroy is covered in fog, like the one Circass is still in.
I'm going to
But
jump.
otherwise, you are on the ledge next to the hairless nub nub.
All right.
Really cold.
How do you guys deal with this?
So
All
with,
right,
the-
Stan.
with a baby jammer in a box and
Mhm.
tucked under my shoulder, I'm going to do a running jump to the middle coin and then jump to the far end. So I feel like I can do this.
Just straight across?
Yeah.
All right, roll a d6
Right.
3 times.
2, 1, and 4.
And then make a dexterity saving throw. DC is 14.
Oh, good. Dex is my good stuff. 17.
All right, so yeah, you hop straight into the middle one, and no effect. And then as the last one, you do kind of feel strange as you're passing, as you kind of like land and dive off onto the ledge, but you get there without incident.
And then I'll let the little baby jammer out of the box.
All right, you do it actually kind of like, it actually like grows before your very eyes. Like when it comes out of the box, it's actually small and just goes like whoop, back to its normal size.
It's good to know.
Mm-hmm. And then we still got Augustus and Circass.
Well, it looks like Stan got across there with the least of it, right?
Yeah. Well,
He just
Stan's
did it by
been
running and jumping, right?
mm-hmm.
I guess that's what I got to do. I got no more interesting ideas. So I try to do my best 5-hand Stan impression,
Okay.
which is fantastically bad given the change, the complete unsimilarity in our body types and shape.
Yes,
So-
whereas he is lithe and graceful, you are kind of very surprisingly spry for a big man. So roll a d6 3 times.
So I will do my waddle run and try to get a good lift off and see how much I can clear.
I'd say it's surprisingly spry for a round man.
Mm-hmm.
What did you want, a dexterity save?
No, 3 d6 rolls,
3d6 rolls.
like separately.
5, 5, and 4.
5, 5, and 4. So you need to make 3 dexterity saving throws.
Sweet. This is my favorite save. A 5,
Okay.
a 17, and a 20.
Okay, so on the first coin, as you kind of you don't leap as far as Stan, you only land like a few feet onto the first coin.
Sure.
You actually regain 7 hit points. I'm sorry, 7 temporary hit points. You gain
7 times.
And other than that, you kind of stumble your way past the other 2, but do manage to shrug off the effects of whatever was going on there.
I imagine I jump and then fall and kind of belly slide across the second one and then kind of get my feet underneath me to barely jump the last couple feet.
Gotcha. And Circass, you are still in the bottom right-hand coin. What would you like to do?
Charge across. Let's go.
All right, so you only need to roll a d6 2 times.
6 and 2.
And make 1 dexterity saving throw, DC 14.
Oh. No, I got a 7. I got like half what I needed to get. What happens?
Mechanically, creatures will have disadvantage on saving throws against the next spell you cast in the next hour. That includes a saving throw.
Woo!
So
Okay.
you actually feel like invigorated and like your magic is coursing through your arachnoid body.
I'm glad I didn't lose my hair. I need that to climb on things.
That's true.
Your hair's your ears, right?
Little spider lore there.
Nub Nub's feathers fell out. I was just hoping a coin didn't drop away Indiana Jones style because he couldn't fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
So
okay. We can't fly either.
So Ron is on the other side still, and he's just like, this tunnel should lead into a servant's quarters attached to Tour's throne room. Like it's like an antechamber before her throne room. He's like, it's a straight shot. He's like, good luck.
Wait, before you go, what do you know about Tor? Give us some inside details.
Well, he explains that she is a devious entity. She basically ensorcelled the Gertz's people, and he looks a little bashful. Oh yeah, actually, I forgot about him. He's gonna book across real fast.
I hope his hair falls out.
The newt.
Yeah, if it doesn't fall out, we're sending him back across to do it again.
I think it's up there, guys.
I'm glad you mentioned it. So he's running across.
I'm with Nub Nub. He stays until his scales fall off.
He actually turns and he actually vanishes from sight, and on the second coin, and then a moment later you actually hear like, that was close. I'm glad nothing happened, but you don't see anything.
Yeah. Where are you? We can't see you.
It's like, I'm right here. What are you talking about? I just
Look at your
didn't
body.
see that. I just dove and dived.
Oh no, he's been turned into a ghost.
It's like a ghost. No.
Hold up your hands. Can you see them?
He's like, I can see him, sure.
Oh. So like, I can use an invocation to like, if I don't move. Is it dim light in here?
Sure.
All right. Well, I can like use an invocation to not move and go invisible in dim light. I would like to do that to troll people at this juncture.
So you guys notice Sir Cass is no longer there. As well.
I tell him, do you see your shadow?
And he looks around. He's just like, yeah, it's right there. You guys don't see it?
I assume we don't see the shadow, correct?
You don't,
Okay.
but he does.
All right. Well, we can't see you, but you can see us.
Maybe if he doesn't see a problem with this, he won't capitalize on it.
He's like, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Just go with him.
Yeah.
Go with it for now. He's on our side. We need him that way.
He's like, look, I'm in dangerous territory here. We're on another plane. This is way above my head if nothing can see me.
Where's
You-
Sirkas? I've noticed I don't feel in danger right now.
I try to keep my back to a wall at all times.
Sure. Where is Sirkas? You don't see her here?
But if I don't see her, maybe it's because she's hiding.
I'm gonna
Alright.
roll to see if I'm giggling.
Okay.
Oh, I'm definitely giggling. You can hear me.
Yes, you hear Sirkas's distinctive chittering laugh.
That did not make me feel safer.
And when you're invisible, are you completely undetectable by checks, or is it like a disadvantage? I don't know.
I forget. I think the invisibility is like you can't be seen, and then
That
you
makes
still make normal stealth rolls just to be
Mhm.
heard. Just if you are moving and making noise.
Gotcha. So yeah, you do. You hear Gertz talking and Sirkas. Okay.
Hey, let's move forward.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
As soon as I move, I stop being invisible. But like,
Yeah, she just kind of like materializes out of the dim shadows.
Mhm, yeah.
So yeah, it's not long. It's not a long passage, and it actually gets to where like the more rougher carved mantid tunnels are, smooth, and there's like gives way to like sort of. I mean, everything's carved out of chocolate, but it's like some of it is like got fondant on it and stuff like that. So it's in different patterns and things. Like the floor is tiled, but with fondant and things like that. But eventually, yeah, you come to a small little chamber with just like tools hung up on the wall, presumably like the mantid kind of storage area before heading further into this palace of Tour that you are in.
So a whole bunch of carved and shaped limbs and
Yeah, actually,
Interesting.
there's some specialized tools. Sure, that like the typical Fitzroy, this like those little tools used to like sculpt fondant and stuff. It's like those, but made
Oh.
out of preserved mantid limbs.
Gross.
Feels like home.
Oh.
It's the way of his people, man.
It looks like probably a horror show to everybody else.
Mhm.
Yeah, but they actually are finely crafted tools.
Somewhere between Willy Wonka and Texas Chainsaw Massacre we're talking about here.
Sure.
They're really nice
Wow.
tools. I might have to take some of them.
Yeah, you can absolutely. I mean,
That
nobody's
is-
here.
That is a crazy thing to draw a contrast between.
It is. Now you imagine pitching that to Howard. Chainsaw Massacre meets Willy Wonka. Like, oh, get out of here. Call the security. I cut you off earlier. Also, I guess this you're asking about Ron and Tour. It's basically like a lord of this plane who has used the Mantid people to mine dark chocolate, which she has contracts all over the Crystal Sphere for selling it. This planar chocolate to whoever wants to buy it, and it also fed through the volcano once a year to Armenia, where the people, base their culture around it.
Seems weird that she would do that if she's like mercantile otherwise. Like she giving it free to this one island.
Well, they gave her slave labor, so it's kind of like an ancient
Yeah.
contract.
I was hoping for more like
Make
she's got a
a
weak point right in the middle of her chest if you knock away her armor.
make a
Keep going
persuasion
right
check.
at the top. A what check?
A persuasion check.
Ah, an 11. Surely you got to know something more specific than that. I mean, I get it. She's a dark taste god, but
He actually kind of gets, it's kind of like Stan, you're actually detecting that it's kind of like painful for him to recall this tale, but I guess this is so compelling.
and she's allergic to something, maybe.
No, but he explains that like in her throne room is a copper double boiler that she uses to what she gets from the Armenia is like she sucks the essence of the vanilla orchids that live on the planet down in here and uses that to infuse her creations with life, like the marshmallow gown that you fought. But it also is a big mixing pot where she can basically use it to like she uses it to kind of like control the Mantid people's essence and any other essences that she has managed to acquire over time. But she kind of like it's kind of like a magical double boiler cauldron.
All right.
She's like a big witch, like a cauldron, like
Yeah,
bubble,
except
toilet shovel kind of deal.
You can't
Except it's a
temper
double
chocolate correctly without a double boiler.
that's right, man.
I have no idea what a double boiler is.
So
Well,
it's-
you'll see it when you go into Tour's Palace.
It's
Yeah.
a pot
That's right. It's
full-
like, so what it is? If he could actually explain that for real.
It's a pot full of water, and then directly above it is another pot. And the idea is that you keep whatever's in the secondary pot away from direct heat, so that you have better control over its temperature.
yeah, you have the boiling temperature of
Boiling
water.
water to
Basically.
boil something else, basically.
Yeah, it's the easiest way to like temper chocolate, milk, or melt any kind of candies or anything like that. If you make hollandaise sauce like from scratch, use a double boiler. There you go.
I'm going to give Fitzroy inspiration for stopping to explain double boilers to Augustus while they are in a dangerous territory in the plane of sugar.
I think you guys just would be like, so it's kind of like if you put a green slime with an orange slime and then let them kind of sit in them. You make some weird analogy between the interactions of various color slimes and oozes.
Very similar to that. Yes.
Oh man. Kenyatta, I feel so bad for your points.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I don't want to ask him to speak, but it's such a good opportunity. So is there anything that you guys would like to do in this chamber here?
I think we should creep ahead. I mean, we gotta be careful here, but
There is a door on the far side from where you.
let's go listen at the door.
Okay, make a perception check.
That sounds like a job for Five Hand Stand.
You're like, and by us, I
Use your
mean.
powers.
Yeah, I'll go listen at the door.
Sure.
Or
The 16,
maybe Nub Nub could turn into some kind of big-eared mouse or something.
the hair in his mouth.
Yeah.
So you do actually hear the sound of like bubbling and you hear like not like a moaning, like a Yeah, sort of like a moaning, and that's a pretty good roll. So you actually kind of pick out like voices that you know from the sound. Like it sounds like your own voice that you hear in your head of yourself, and like Nubnub's tones as well.
So I make sure Nub is still here,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He is.
and I'm like scratch my carapace a little bit. And then I say,
like a washboard.
It's going blue
it
strap
sounds,
there.
it sounds like we are in there. And I point to Nub.
Nice.
I think they were talking about the essence being collected in the area. I think ours is in there.
Oh no, I think they got us when we were on the coins then.
No, it was earlier than that. That was the volcano. They took something from us. And now we're here to get it back. And I have my not furry paw.
No, surprisingly thin after all the fur is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I lost my floof.
Can I like speed knit something for Nub to wear while he is
Make
Hey,
a weaving
I
tools
still have the
check.
toga. I'm wearing
poncho or something?
You had actually given me something which I'm wearing currently.
Oh, good, excellent. It's a sweater. I remember now.
Yeah, it was the sweater.
So he's not naked, fortunately.
Well, I mean, he's always sort of naked except for his little toga.
Yeah.
It's a nice toga plus sweater.
Yeah. The sweater does make you feel warmer, for sure.
So what? Do
And
we
you got
wish
a
to
cloak
do?
of the bat too.
Oh yeah, I still have the cloak of the bat. Yeah, it's just that we haven't been in like dim light and really needed to fly
Mm-hmm.
a whole heck of a lot. Maybe actually back there in the fight with the marshmallow, maybe the flying might. But anyway,
At the very least, he's a teddy bear with a bat cloak, so
yeah.
he's very popular around Halloween. All
Yes,
right.
So how will we do this? Do I? Does the door seem locked, or like the entrance seem?
No, that's. I mean, you know, the only people that come through here, as far as you know, and what Rand said, are just like maid servants and stuff. So there's not. Or no, actually, I'm sorry. Those would be like emissaries and stuff would come through here secretly as well. But no, it doesn't appear to be locked.
I mean, are we just gonna bust in, start blasting? What is our like?
All right.
What,
Uh,
what are we
Yeah,
trying
we'll
to
just
do?
kind of, I'll kind of go out ahead of the group and just kind of scout it out a little bit. Just kind of like,
Sure. You want to stealth in there a little bit?
yeah.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Can I'm gonna send Moisty in to follow him. We can like squeeze under doors and stuff and take a look around.
All right.
And
That
I'll-
is a
I'll go there.
21.
Wow. Make a stealth check for Moisty also.
We just dropped. We lost our connection.
No.
All right, we're back.
Looks like it's back now.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so Nub and Moisty sneak into the next room, which turns out to be like a palace throne room. It's about 100 feet long, 50 feet wide. There's columns reaching up to the ceiling. On the far side is a dais, and upon that dais is a giant throne carved out of chocolate, but it has gold trim, like chiseled into it. And then next to that throne is a winding set of stairs that kind of like winds up to a pedestal. On the pedestal is a large copper cauldron with a small copper pot resting atop it. There is a regal figure standing near there with like silk and velvet robes and shades of brown with gold trim. And it appears to be stirring this pot. And in the air above the pot, you see vapors, kind of like really thick vapors swirling around. Make a perception check.
Okay. 9.
Okay, yeah, so it's just like amorphous vapors, but it kind of like thick and swirling all around each other, and that is basically what you see. There's no other entities in here at the time.
Okay. All right. How would Nub handle this? Trying to think.
Sure.
So honestly, what Nub would probably do is actually just start slowly like walking up to her
Okay.
in order to like directly confront her.
Okay, sure. So yeah, you can walk right, and yeah, you walk right up the middle of the palace.
So it's like you hear. So there's a clink,
Yes, for
Clink.
this red stick.
clink, clink.
Yoda
Clink.
confrontation.
As
Go ahead. The floor is yours.
so I there's a you guys hear clink, 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 and I just start walking up, like not stealth, and I ask, are you the one? Are you the one who has enslaved these people?
Yes, the figure turns towards you, stirring this big pot, and it's kind of like androgynous form. It has like big curly, twisted white and brown horns coming off its head and these robes, but a somewhat humanoid-looking face. And it says, "Enslaved? It was a legitimate contract with his kind," and she points to your side, and you don't see anything there. But it's and as she's stirring, she kind of or it kind of conjures in the air above it, in the vapors. Looks like you, actually, your form.
I spoke with those down there. I highly doubt it was a legitimate contract.
Well, it was for the insectoid people. They are just bugs, literally. It's like of little consequence amongst the crystal spheres. Then they make excellent workers. They have kept the chocolate flowing for hundreds of years.
This is true.
We can hear this back at the door.
Make a perception check. Oh yeah, I guess you could hear it. He's speaking loudly and not, attempting.
I say, it's making good points. I mean,
I look and go, well, we are excellent workers.
I say, my name is Nub Nub. I am a warrior of the Bopi people. No one has the right to enslave another race. No one has the right to threaten another with death for their labors. I am here to put a stop to you.
All right, and Gertz, who is invisible next to you, actually, you hear him go like, "Yeah!"
Fred, it sounds like Nub Nub wants to duel it one-on-one.
Yes, and she's like, well, or it says, kind of just laughs at you and says, well, if you were to take them from this place, their essences would still be mine, just like yours. And before you, kind of like out of the ground before you, sort of like the chocolate ground kind of coalesces up, and it is a chocolate form of you, Nub Nub, and we can roll initiative.
All right.
Doug, I was just had my little cup of pop rock kernels.
Mm-hmm.
I start eating a couple of them, and then when I see the fight break out, I go, "Oh crap!"
All right. Are we all rolling initiative?
Yep.
All right.
20.
15 again.
Uh-huh.
A 10.
4.
Sure. Nub Nub, try to get like,
I crit.
of course. What is that 24?
That is a 23 for me.
23, okay. So, and then let me pull this up real quick here. Somebody Windows. What'd you get, Fitzroy? 12?
15.
15. Okay, so that's all right. So Stan, you are up first as you heard those things, and yeah, I suppose you can peek in and see what's going on as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna run in there. They said that the cauldron kind of held the essences inside, or
Make a perception check.
19.
Yeah, you see, and the vapors above the cauldron, the forms of you and Nub Nub, and who else got? I think you guess this is Essence and Fitzroy too, right?
I don't remember when this happened.
Back in the caldera, when they were disrupting that ritual and it like sucked the stuff out of you.
Yeah, did you fail one of your rolls and then get your sweet and then become bitter?
I did not become
Oh,
bitter.
maybe it was just Nub Nub and Stan.
It was Nub Nub and Searcast. I'm pretty sure it's Searcast because I remember that was her point, was that she was like really, she's already pretty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was
darker.
us three, right? Circas,
Yes, you're right,
Yeah.
So you see the vaporous forms of not only mantid creatures, but also other humanoid races and yourself and Circus and Num kind of just like every so often they kind of like emerge from this cloud of vapors above the cauldron.
I know this probably won't work, but I'm gonna give it a go anyway.
Okay.
Is it?
So you're about 120 feet away from the cauldron.
Oh, okay. Well, I will use my movement.
Okay.
Then I will dash as a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
So that gets me pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, not close enough it seems. I want to put out a fire. Is it lit by a fire or anything, or is it a?
Not that you can see. I mean,
Okay.
it is boiling and stuff, but you don't actually see a fire.
All right, I'm still kind of far away. So.
Yeah. So you moved and dashed. So you're like 40 feet from basically the throne, and like.
Oh, that's right. I move faster, don't I?
From the cauldron.
Okay. Yeah, because I can go 70 feet then. Okay.
Then you're even closer. You're probably like 30 feet from the throne and 50 feet from the cauldron.
Okay. Well, then I will.
And there's a chocolate version, like identical in every way to Nub Nub except made of chocolate, and still has fur.
Oh, it's an improved version of Nub Nub.
Yes.
Back
it's like,
before he lost all his hair.
Yeah.
All right.
Well.
I
Alright,
will.
this thing's going down.
I will ready myself in case something else crazy happens and comes towards us. So if some kind of dangerous thing comes within my throwing range, I will take care of it.
Okay. So we have Nub Nub. You up first or
All
next?
right. I pull out my the staff, and then I like go like this, and it pulls out its staff, and we're like looking at each other, and I'm going to hit it with my quarterstaff.
Go for it.
I crit.
All right, its AC is 14.
All right,
So,
so
and
that
you
is
crit, so yeah, go for it.
that's 6 2. That's 8 damage. Wha-bam!
So yeah, it finds purchase in its chocolatey form and leaves a dent. For sure. So you're squaring off against it.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna take any damage that the thing took.
No.
That's where my head went immediately.
Yeah.
Fitzroy, it is your turn.
I don't want to.
Actually, wait. I'm gonna back that up. I'm gonna say it's the chocolate Nub Nub's turn. I'm just gonna have them go after their counterparts.
Yeah.
So Nub Nub, you hit this thing, and its chocolate body kind of morphs and changes shape into a large feline sort of shape.
Okay.
And it is going to try to claw you.
Okay. 15 AC.
Got an 18 on the die. So that does 10 slashing damage to you.
Okay.
And then it is going to... It's going to try to back up so you can get an attack of opportunity on it. Kind of like backs up on its haunches, moving backwards.
Lucky Pete. Okay. 16 to hit.
That hits.
That is 7 points of damage.
All right. So you whack it on its chocolate cat nose as it backs up about 25 feet or so. Actually, how far can it move? 40 feet? Backs up 40 feet. Fitzroy. Sorry, that's your turn.
Protection from evil and good.
Nice.
Charging forward.
Okay. Is that a bonus action to cast it, or is that like your action?
It's my action to cast it.
Okay. And just so you don't have to read it out loud, I will look it up real quick. Protection from evil and good. Wow.
It's good.
Nice. So actually, yeah, as you cast that and move into the room, you do need to make a charisma saving throw, so you will have advantage on that charisma saving.
17.
And you're successful, so nothing happens. And then it is Chocolate Fitzroy's. Oh no, wait, there is no Chocolate Fitzroy. All right. Tour is going to... She's going to leave her stirring stick, or it is going to leave its stirring stick in the double boiler and walk down the stairs and gets pretty close to Nub Nub and Gertz, and you see it turns its gaze to where Gertz, well, he's invisible, but to Nub Nub's side, and you see them flare up. And as it does so, Gertz becomes partially visible as his lower half turns to sugar before your eyes, and he is kind of rooted in place as is kind of creeping up from the ground. And she's like, "You would have done well to honor our deal." And and then let's
Oh
see.
my god.
Well, he's only partially sugar eyes. Fitzroy, Stan, you're in the room, aren't you?
Yes, very much so.
Okay. So, from one of the columns ahead towards the throne, you actually see a chocolate version of Stan sneak, like, kind of slip out. It will. The range. It actually kind of slips up towards you, Stan, and waves all four of its arms in an arcane manner. I need you to make a. Oh, actually, no. It's one of those ones. How many hit points do you have, Stan?
How many hit points?
Yeah.
Good question. 38.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite DM question.
38.
Wow, that is exactly it on the die. You are blind. Your vision goes blind, so as this scintillating, swirling motes of chocolate and light dazzle your eyes, you are blind.
It's like someone sprayed you right in the face with some chocolate syrup.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it's like a squirt bottle. It's just like, we'll reflavor that spell like that. And then it is Augustus's turn, so you're still in the antechamber.
Yeah, I guess as I move, I'm just going to kind of creep into the room as
Sure.
inconspicuous as I can and try to hide, keep behind a column.
Okay.
My real intent here is to try to figure. I mean, this seems real foolish to fight a god of chocolate. I mean, god of anything. So I'm trying to figure out what the arcane kind of thing is going on. Like, clearly she's got something going on with this cauldron that allows her to control or make doubles of us.
Okay.
So can I just try to, like, I'm just trying to read the situation for some other means other than just fighting her, you know what I mean?
Sure, absolutely.
Or
So
what,
first,
where her power comes from or how to clip it off her.
definitely. So you can, first thing you need is make a charisma saving throw as you step into the room.
I crit that.
Okay, so you are fine there. And then you want to try to sneak, pretty much stealth ahead and kind of like assess the situation?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, make a stealth check.
I got a 3.
All right, so you're
Sorry,
doing your
I
best.
went from a crit to a natural 1.
You're doing your best to remain undetected. But so what?
Wet scorching sounds.
So you kind of glance around quickly and see, the vapors above the double boiler. The fact that Fitzroy just explained what a double boiler is, and you see the chocolate versions of Stan and Nub Nub and not Circass yet. So you would surmise that it would have something to do with that cauldron that you see on above the throne, for sure. Or perhaps disrupting it in some way would affect the power.
All right, well then I guess I'm going to use my other move action to just try to get closer to the double boiler.
Sure.
Since my range on the spell I want to use isn't far enough for that. So.
Okay, so yeah, with with the other people otherwise engaged, they don't really notice you despite your terrible stealth kind of moving forward. I mean, you're not like, disappear into the shadows, but they're just not really paying attention to you.
Yeah. And I guess Moisty will try to hit Chocolate Stan with a scare effect.
Okay. Stan, what is your wisdom saving throw?
My wisdom saving throw is not good.
That's why I hope you would.
Well, what's his DC? I rolled 17.
Oh,
No, it don't matter.
Okay.
It's DC 10.
Chocolate Stan is unafraid. And Circass, it is your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna make my way into this room. Is it reasonable to assume that these chocolate copies of ourselves are the sweetness that was extracted from us before during the ritual?
That is reasonable to assume, sure.
In which case, I'm gonna go ahead and send Arlosh up to my copy, because if that is my sweetness, then that is what is in me that cares about people, and I don't care about anything more than I care about Arlosh.
Okay, yours hadn't made an appearance yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't do that. In fact, I'm gonna hold action, and I guess I can Whispers of the Void as a bonus action, right?
Yes, it's like, and then you're kind of like weaving it into the spell that you cast.
Okay, so I'd have to cast a spell to do that then.
Yes.
All right. Well, then I'm just gonna walk in and like I will use my movement to enter the room, but I'm gonna hold.
Okay. All right. So you see, what has been going on, and after you are done, part of the chocolate floor coalesces into a chocolate circus, and it is going to go. There we go. So it waves its 8 chocolatey arms around, and let's see. Well, let's see. Fitzroy, you hung back a little bit, right? What did you do on your turn? I don't remember. Did you go yet?
I cast protection from good.
Oh, that's right.
Myself.
Yeah, that's right. So, Circus, did you want to? Are you over by Fitzroy, or kind of like guys spacing yourself out?
Well, I wouldn't mind getting a little bit of distance.
Sure. Okay. So the chocolate circus approaches Fitzroy actually, and waves its arms, and a kind of lattice of chocolate emits out of it in a large cube all around you, sticking to the floors in the column. And let's see, you would need to make a strength check. Or no, I'm sorry, a dexterity saving throw. My bad.
Oh,
Fitzroy.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
No, that's cool. I was kind of mumbling there.
12.
Okay, so you are you're unable to get out of the way in time, and it's kind of like that syrup that you put on ice cream and then it hardens after you do. It's like that, so it kind of comes out liquid and then solidifies around you, restrained by chocolate webs.
All right. Do I get a saving throw next turn?
Yes.
All right.
You can make a strength check. Your turn. So we're back up to the top with Stan. 5-hand Stan.
All right. Well, I am blind still, right?
Yes. Let me see how that works exactly. Lasts for 1 round. Where is it? Blinded for 1 round. So you'd be blinded until the end of your chocolate duplicate's turn.
But regardless of whether or not I'm blind still or not, I'm going to try and grapple and consume my copy.
Okay, sure. So
if I knew where he was, I'm going to kind of like guess and just like.
Okay. So make an athletics check with disadvantage.
No, this is going to go well. Oh, actually not too bad. 14.
Yeah, and remember, it's got your stats. I rolled a 6, so you are able to just kind of reach out and grab this thing with your 4 arms.
All right.
And then you want to try to take a bite out of it?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I'll let you take a bite as a bonus action.
Excellent.
So make an attack with disadvantage. Or, well, if it's grappled, does it kind of cancel each other out?
I would say if I've got disadvantage, I'm grappling it, so...
Yeah, so just do a roll.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to add for that, so I'm just going to say...
Say your strength.
Okay. 14 plus 1, so 15.
You are able to take a chunk out of this thing, and you actually feel a little better about it yourself and the goings on. And we'll just say it does 1d4 plus your strength damage.
Wait, did you bite your clone?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
That's the ingest quest way.
3.
3, so you eat your way out of your problems.
Oh man, if I eat one of your clones, will I get your powers?
And I'm gonna shout, "You do not taste good with butter, I bet."
All right, Nub Nub, it's your turn. You're squaring
So
up.
funny that he did that, because what I do is I leap towards the cat, which is my copy, and as I do that, I'm leaping like really high, like unnaturally, and I turn and my mouth opens up, and I'm like, I'll take a bite, and it's getting like really big, and I turn into a giant toad, and the tongue comes out, and I'm like, gonna make an attack and try and bite it.
All right, AC.
Nice.
Lucky. All right. So that is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
That is going to deal. Okay. That is going to deal 8 poison damage and 3 piercing damage.
Wow.
And it is currently grappled. It's like half in the giant mouth and half out of the giant mouth. It is grappled and restrained. And then on my next turn, I can swallow it.
Now it is a large creature.
Oh dear.
Oh wait a minute. No, it's not.
I'm large.
It's not. It's medium. Okay.
I'm also large. So.
All right. So Fitzroy, it is your turn. You can make a strength check to
Yes,
snap
please.
these chocolate webs.
Oh, not 20.
Yeah, you just little pieces of chocolate all around you. You are free.
Awesome.
Also, I think you skipped my
Oh,
doppelganger.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So it's like half in your mouth, huh?
Yeah, and it's also restrained, so it can escape with a DC 13, or it could attack me or something. It has disadvantage because it's restrained.
Yeah, it's just gonna attack. It's just gonna claw at the inside of your toad mouth.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a 20.
11.
Oh wait, it has disadvantage, right?
Yep.
You're lucky. Just rolled a 20 on the die. And 11 your AC. That'll hit. But it's not a crit, so you're good there. It is 8 slashing damage, though, as it's just kind of like got its claws inside your toad.
In my belly.
Yeah. It's fighting. It's trying to push its way out, actually, as
Yeah.
you're just like, nope, nope. Your
Yeah.
tongue's pulling it further in. And Fitzroy, you are free of chocolate webs. What would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna go for one of the doppelgangers.
Okay.
Um,
There's one of Stan, Nub Nub, and Circas.
which one's closest?
Probably the one of Circas.
Okay. I just figure if I'm throwing things,
Sure.
I'd aim for the easiest target. So
Gotcha. AC is 14.
19,
That is.
9 points of damage.
All right. So your planar infused blade sinks into its chocolate spidery body. Chocolate covered spiders. And then your. No, you don't have one, damn it. So we're going to say it is Tour's turn. She's going to. Just going to attack Gertz. Just turning into sugar.
Oh no. Gertz is toast.
Cinnamon crunch toast.
And he fails that, so actually the remainder of his body kind of just turns into a sugar statue dais where Tour is moving.
All right, so my visualization of this is there's a big, would you say copper cauldron?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then another cauldron essentially, right on top of that, right?
Yeah,
That's
like a big
how boiler works.
Mm-hmm.
Does the bottom one have any kind of separate legs, or is it one big piece, like a bathtub?
No, it appears to be floating a few inches off the ground of the dais. As far as you can see, it's still like up a ways, so you can't really see, but you don't see any kind of like struts or anything holding it there.
Okay, but the other one's definitely sitting on top of it?
Yes.
Well, I don't know if this is going to work, but my hope was to use reduce on the bottom cauldron.
Can you do that to objects?
Actually, yeah, it works on objects. Or could I do reduce on the top cauldron and drop it into the bottom one?
You could try either one of those. I'm down with that.
I was first thinking, let me try to knock it over by making the small one too small to hold it up.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's floating, maybe
I think the top one.
drop it in.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
All
Yeah,
right.
you actually hear Fitzroy's voice in your head explaining cooking to you. Like, I did learn something on this journey.
All right. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to use reduce enlarge on the top cauldron to try to, make it basically drop it into the bottom cauldron. Maybe that'll mess up her magical effects she's got going on.
Okay. Well, I don't think there's any saving throw really. Targets is halved in all dimensions. The weight is reduced. Reduction of
Jeez, send me a link to double boiler.
So you focus your magic as Tour is striding up towards it, and the top bowl on top of this cauldron just goes whoop and falls into the boiling substance below. You hear Tour scream just in shock and anger as you do. The chocolate forms of Stan, Nub Nub, and Circus kind of like falter and kind of like lose some of their consistency right after you do that. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No, that was my action. So I guess Moisty could, I don't know, attack. He's near chocolate 5-hand Stan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nate, you're fighting your own double right now, right?
Yes. I'm eating him.
He's grappling it. He's eating him.
Oh, he's grappling it?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Moisty's going to jump on his head, try to bite him in the back of the head.
2 of 3 people are eating their doubles right now.
That's true.
Moisty wants a piece of Stan.
Clearly, we get them back.
That's the only way.
You are what you eat.
Yeah. And I believe Moisty would have advantage to hit since it is grapple.
Sweet. I'll see if I crit. Nope, I don't. I got like a 16 to hit.
That hits.
I'm going to deal... Sorry, I got to get a D4 out. I will deal 6 piercing damage.
Wow.
Well, he takes DC 10 Constitution save.
11.
Damn.
So Stan Moisty now has a little bit of your sweet quality to him as well. You guys are at a moment.
I look blindly towards Moisty. Moisty
Yeah,
looks
that's
back.
true. That we're off at the end of
Oh,
your
okay, that's right. Yeah.
list. You wipe the chocolate out of your segmented eyes. So, Cass, it is your turn.
Okay, so, in which case, I am going to send Arlash to my double and Gravity Well.
Okay.
So that's DC 11 Dex saving throw.
Failed that, I got a 7.
All right, so my double is now restrained, and I would like to proceed to also devour my copy.
Okay, so yeah, you set to work doing that as the form is kind of like weakened anyway by Augustus's shrinking of the double boiler.
This is tough because you've stated that the way you eat things is by melting them and sucking them up with straws.
Yes.
Yeah, it's out a big straw. Sucks it down. Let's see, your double, and its final round of life, probably, is going to release a cloying cloud. And I need, well, actually, I'm gonna, no, never mind, because you're not really attacking it. But so from like all around your chocolate double, sort of in the ground around a kind of sickeningly sweet cloud of vapor, almost invisible vapor, though, sort of spreads all around you. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Circus.
Oh, good.
I'm super happy that everyone ended up eating their doubles, by the way.
8.
Okay, so it's just so overpoweringly sweet while you're also devouring your chocolate self that you actually kind of have to turn away, and you still maintain a grasp on it, but you're actually like just reeling from the just overwhelmingly sweet taste. It's almost like you just had like pure sucrose poured down your throat. And
I was iffy about this to begin with anyway. I really felt like losing that sentiment was more empowering to me than having it. So
maybe I don't need this chocolate essence anymore. And then 5-hand Stan, it is your turn. Your clone is looking pretty melty.
Right, I'm going to munch it on up.
Okay. So we'll see you continue to do that. Make another like athletics check to just kind of
Okay.
keep it together.
Oh, not so great. 11.
Yeah, you beat your double who is trying to wriggle out of your arms. So you're continuing to munch it down. You munch a good bit of it down before it kind of just like loses its consistency and turns into chocolate chunks, which you can then eat. I mean, they're still kind of infused with your stuff, but it is not.
All right, that's what I'll do.
All right, and then Nub Nub, you got a chocolate cat half in your mouth. What are you doing?
I'm gonna do the if I do the bite attack again, I swallow it.
Okay.
So because it's restrained, I have advantage on that.
Yeah.
So all right. So that is a 22 to hit.
All right, yeah, you do.
Okay.
It's-
So it's going to do 8 piercing damage and 3 poison damage, and it is now swallowed in my belly. And so on its turn, it takes 3d6 damage.
Roll it up.
Okay. So at the start of its turn, it's
Which is-
going to take. Oh, that was the end of my turn, and so it's going to take 12 damage from being in my belly.
You feel a pleasant sensation as the last of it just sort of like melts into like a thick milk chocolate in your stomach, and it's kind of like still coating your throat a little bit too.
All right.
Awesome. Fitzroy, it is your turn. Unless was there anything else you wanted to do, Nub Nub?
No, that's it for me.
These chocolate like clones seem to be coming apart.
Yes, Stan's kind of just like crumbled into crumbly chocolate chunks that he is eating. Nub Nub swallowed his, and Circus was devouring hers pretty quickly too. Tour is kind of just like up on her pedestal, like just furious at the situation, kind of like not really. She's more concerned with the double boiler than you guys at this point.
Okay. I tell you what, I'm gonna bide my time. I'm just gonna cast a heal on myself because I'm still injured.
All right, sure. So and Tour goes next, and it is like I said, just furious. And she's like, "What have you done to you? It took me millennia to construct this chocolate empire of mine. You've destroyed it in just a second. I can't believe, she's just beside herself with flustering and anger. But
Why so bitter?
What's that?
Why so bitter?
She actually, or I keep saying she. I'm thinking of umami. It kind of like takes some. Yeah, there you go. Takes a moment to kind of take in what has transpired here, and kind of see her demeanor shift after he asked that, and she says, "It is because I have no. I was born bitter. I was born on this plane centuries ago without the sweetness of it infusing my own self, and I determined that I would control all sweetness in this crystal sphere verse, which I have done. But she's kind of like this has kind of given her a moment's pause, like nobody's ever challenged it before. It's not quite sure what to do. She's kind of like her, actually, I'm sorry, yes, and also because the double boiler was disrupted, a lot of the vapors and the, like I said, in the shapes of like mantid and things like that are kind of like escaping into the air, sort of from it. She's just kind of like deflated to her. Yes.
Does it look like there's anything around here? Like, what does Tor eat? Does Tor have food anywhere around here?
No, it's sort of just like a planar entity. Doesn't really have like it's just kind of like subsists on the energy of this plane. It's kind of like has like a control over this particular quasi plane here.
I'm gonna take. Is there like dark chocolate nearby that I could just readily available?
Oh, the whole place is made of chocolate. Like everything in here is.
Okay. I'm gonna take some of the like Stan and put some umami on it and just walk up to some of the umami essence on it and just walk up to Tor and just hand extended.
Yeah, it's just kind of like sitting there just spinning on the steps as you come up, and getting pretty close. You see, like, it is pretty tall entity. It's probably like 9 or 10 feet tall. So as you get closer, it's like, whoa, shit. But it reaches out and takes it, and kind of like its whole demeanor just sort of brightens at that moment. It's just like astounded by what it is tasting, and she's like, or it's like, where did you get this? This is unlike anything I've ever tasted before. It's got a certain, I can't even describe it. It's like a 5th flavor. Yeah, you can relate the yeah, I don't know.
Anthony, do
Me?
some talking.
There's a whole world of flavors out there. Your grand mistress. There's salty and bitter, and now we know about umami, the greatest flavor. Like noodle soup. I think you just need to get out and try some other stuff. You might just be the wrong person in the wrong place.
Make a persuasion check.
I mean, I was born with full of crummy bones, and I'm working on it. We all got our stripes to get over. Nice. I got a 23.
You do make a convincing argument. Tour is actually going to.
It's most important to give up your responsibilities here. You should just let this place be and get out into the world.
Yeah, you've actually convinced this entity, Tour. And I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here just because I don't want to get into the next part before next week. So we're gonna wrap it up a little early here because several of us are, Fitzroy can't talk and so forth. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, and we will come back next week to find out what happens next on Injust Quest. So I'd like to thank the players and the audience for all coming along. And until
Yeah, thanks you guys.
Thanks, everyone.
stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.